Here's the last 12 hours of world news in 3 minutes and 23 headlines. Stricter U.S. export rules on Nvidia's AI chips to China/Hong Kong, driven by security concerns, cost Nvidia $5.5 and impacted the U.S. semiconductor industry. Chinese EV maker Xpeng launched its X9 in China and plans a July European debut, aiming to significantly boost export sales and global competition. Honda is moving production of its 5-door Civic hybrid from Japan to Indiana, USA, ending Japanese production of the model. Hermes became France's most valuable luxury firm, surpassing LVMH after LVMH's poor Q1 results and share drop from lower sales. South Korea and Vietnam agreed to cooperate closely to mitigate negative impacts of U.S. tariffs, affecting firms like Samsung, and encourage SK investment in Vietnam. Indonesia rejected Russia's request to base military aircraft in Papua, easing Australian concerns about potential Russian military presence nearby after reports and diplomatic talks. During President Xi's visit, Malaysia's PM Anwar Ibrahim affirmed support for China's trade interests, strengthening bilateral economic ties. Philippines recovered 5 Chinese-origin aquatic drones collecting military/commercial data, including underwater warfare, in strategic waters after fishermen found them. American pastor Josh Sullivan was rescued in South Africa after a deadly shootout with his kidnappers following a ransom demand. Over 270 people freed from scam centers attempted mass escape from Myanmar detention fearing return, highlighting repatriation issues post-multinational rescue operation. NASA launched an international competition for artists, engineers, and students to design a zero-gravity indicator mascot for the Artemis Roman 2 lunar mission. OpenAI announced 800M weekly active users, fueled by ChatGPT, but faces infrastructure challenges and artist compensation issues for AI training. China's Q1 GDP grew 5.4%, beating expectations due to domestic demand and pre-tariff export surge. But future growth faces pressure from U.S. tariffs. President Trump criticized the U.S.-Japan security treaty, demanding more Japanese defense spending over perceived unequal burden, prompting trade talks amid tariff discussions. UK Supreme Court ruled the Equality Act defines woman as biologically female, impacting trans inclusion in sex-based laws, after a challenge regarding Scottish board quotas. Senator Van Hollen travels to El Salvador to retrieve Kilmar Abrigo Garcia, mistakenly deported by ICE despite a court order protecting him from removal. UK inflation fell to 2.6% in March due to lower fuel/flat recreation costs, pressuring the Bank of England to potentially cut rates amid uncertainty from US tariff actions. The UK inflation drop was caused by falling fuel prices, stable recreation costs, and economic uncertainty from President Trump's tariff announcements. Highland plans to significantly boost U.S. LNG imports over 5 years to secure energy and counter U.S. tariff impacts on Thai goods. Australia's Great Barrier Reef suffered a 6th mass bleaching event from climate change-driven marine heatwaves, raising survival concerns and calls for government action. Bahamas suspended SpaceX Falcon 9 landings, pending environmental assessment after a Starship explosion dropped debris in its airspace. Tuvalu introduced its first atoms, ending its solely cash-based system to improve financial access and reduce bank congestion. China's new home prices fell for the 22nd month in March, but the decline slowed due to government support, hinting at market stabilization. That's it for now. Check back in 12 hours for the next update, or check out the channel for yesterday's news.